Built to be a simpler version of the Final Fantasy RPG, Omega Fantasy is brought to us as a fan project by dedicated Final Fantasy fans to explore the worlds that we love. And I like it, but not as a Final Fantasy game. Omega Fantasy is a D6 dice pool system with a Kamigakuri influenced dice system on top, allowing you to sub out various dice. This allows the players to take the role of various jobs from Final Fantasy games to fight, explore, fight, learn, fight, and solve puzzles. And fight. The game is incredibly combat focused with very little in the way of any other mechanics, to the point where the combat system comes before character creation because it's the most important aspect of the game. Character attributes are magic, attack, technique, and defend, and that's it really. Which, getting to character creation, it uses a job system, but it's incredibly deterministic in your particular job. If you play a bard, you're playing a bard with a linear set of abilities until level 3, in which you're allowed to select an archetype, which offers a small set of different abilities, and then you continue down with your linear set of abilities. Equipment is also incredibly linear, as you select a basic weapon and then gradually increase the power depending on your level. Materia does give it a bit of nuance, but there's only so much you can do with it. The 6 to 10 weapons per category with 3 states of roll 1, 2, or 3 dice for damage, regardless of the weapon. Talents and limit breaks are a fun idea, as it allows you to finally personalize your character a bit more, but talents feel incredibly restrictive and range from mechanically useful to just flavorful, and you'll only ever get one, which incentivizes you to pick a useful one over one that fits your character, while limit breaks require you to be level 4 to use, changing an ability or attack to simply be a bit more, which is cool, yeah, but it encourages you to hurry up to that point, by which time you're quite a bit into the game at that point if you take it slow. And if you're rushing to get all the character options, which end at level 5, but then you enter specializations, which are small edits to abilities, equipment, and most everything else. Now, about that line of, I like the game, but not as a Final Fantasy game. The game is punchy and to the point. I've harped on some of the aspects, but each of those aspects tie back into the Final Fantasy. But the issue is that the Final Fantasy of this Final Fantasy game feels like it's just flavor rather than being baked in. It has all the Final Fantasy dressings, but I would rather play the game without any of them, as it feels like it's not doing justice to those parts and rather just parading them around. Oh boy, look everyone, it's a gunblade. It does the same amount of damage as Muramasa at early levels, but hey, it's cool. Now, if you strip away all of the Final Fantasy aspects, the game is fun, enjoyable even. Gamey, yes, but not really designed for longer play. But fun in a way that you can get people together, do a quick teach, and get people playing within about 20 minutes. But it's Final Fantasy, and every time it reminds me of that, it loses a little bit of its luster. My name is Notepad, and this was Omega Fantasy. If you like what I do here, feel free to like and subscribe. Thank you.